Hello world, it is Tuesday, December 19th, 2023, and looking out the window at Defiance, it's kind of a little bit of clouds, some sun trying to break through. Temperature today is going to be just in the mid 30s, so more of a typical December day, I believe, in the Midwest. The devotion for today is entitled Hidden Things by Kaji Dosha. Kaji bases the devotion upon Susanna, chapter 31, verse 42, as translated in a women's lectionary for the whole church, year W. O everlasting God, you are the one who knows hidden things, who knows all things before their genesis. And then Kaji writes, one of the more terrifying aspects of the dark is just how disorienting it is. In complete darkness, if we're sighted, even our own hands are beyond our perception. Darkness also presents directional challenges. Without a light source, we have no idea where to go. We can experience states of spiritual disorientation too, often, though not exclusively, sparked by incredibly difficult moments in our lives. It can feel like our prayers reach out to a darkened void. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, these longest days of December nights put a cosmic rhythm to the spiritual state. When we cannot see where to go on these long nights, our cries to God become all the more urgent. We need our orientation. We need our Star of Bethlehem. Susanna was in a moment of darkness. Everywhere she turned, she faced an unthinkable void. Bereft and betrayed, Susanna made her final appeal. This was it, life or death. And in the moment, she cried out to the God who knows hidden things. Our God sees in the dark. Genesis happens in the dark. When I'm in the dark, I give it a hug. I open my arms and let the darkness respond to my other senses. When I can't see, I feel instead. And Kaji's prayer. How resplendent it is to experience reliable embrace. I come to you, O Genesis, I come. A couple of things that went through my mind as I was reading this. It brought me back to my childhood. When I was 10, I went with my aunt to every one of her nieces and nephews, when they turned 10, my aunt would take us on a trip wherever we wanted to go. And I wanted to go see Mammoth Cave, Kentucky. And so we went into the caves. And I remember the park ranger who was there was talking about the caves and the history of them and so forth, and just how dark they are because there's no natural light in there. And to give us an example, there was another person from the park that turned the lights out, and we stood there for a few moments to let our eyes adjust. But even just sitting there waiting for our eyes to adjust, there was no light, and it was very disorienting. This devotion also reminded me of things like the turtles who I think find their beaches through the light. Certain birds use the moon for navigating during their migration patterns, and sometimes city lights can throw them off because it's not the right light that they're following. And I think sometimes that's the way a journey of faith can be. And I'm not saying, Christianity is the one and only way. It works for me. I think it's important for a lot of people, and it can be helpful. But other paths towards God, I mean, who am I to say that God only reached out to people in one particular way? I can't say that. But anyway, I'm not saying that other paths than Christianity are a wrong light, but I think people can become distracted by what our world is made of, by the forces that push our world, and they get attracted to the wrong light and end up really, in a way, in darkness, stumbling around and not following a good path. So those are just some of the thoughts that came to my mind as I was reading this. I was thinking, we don't need to be afraid of the dark. night is just one of the phases of living here on this earth. And just as there's an abundance of life that live in the sunlight, there's also an abundance of life that wait for the sun to set to come out. And we don't really appreciate that, I don't think, when we focus so much just on the daytime and don't give the night the credit it's due. Anyway, like I said, those are just my thoughts. Those are the things that went through my mind. Um, yours may be different. Well, I hope you have a good day, and hope you dress warm today, and hope to talk to you soon.